media assignment. And what we're going to be doing for step 4, and this is going to be for the next few steps, we're going to continue that idea of giving before taking for your network. So far this has been really well done. So this is an example of one of the retweets that has been done. And again, at this stage in your academic career, at this stage in your psychology career, you might not have a lot of original content that you can provide. You're not, necessarily doing research. You don't necessarily have best practices in terms of how to teach psychology. You might not have a lot of material that you yourself can provide that's original, but you can definitely start helping out your network, start helping out your community by promoting their ideas, by amplifying their statements. So that's a great way, again, to become part of this and to start building your network, and also to start building your professional profile so that employers and grad schools later on see that you have an active social media profile. And yes, all of the things that you talk about in your professional profile are psychology related, indicating that clear interest to help them, to help convince them to hire or accept you. So that's what we're going to keep doing now for the next little while. So because this is going to be an extended period of time, because we got fall break, we're going to be doing 4 retweets from any of the psychologists that you currently follow. If you want to follow new ones, feel free to do that as well. So it'll be 4 this time, and once again, no comments are required other than the assignment hashtag. But if you do want to comment, if you're starting to feel comfortable enough to contribute that, then definitely read the do's and don'ts of networking online. It's a PDF that is available in Canvas.
Would that have information about like who you should follow and who you shouldn't follow and follow back and all of that stuff?
The do's and don'ts of networking?
Yeah, or is that just more how you should?
That's more about how I think you should interact.
Okay.
But the rule on sort of who to follow back, and in terms of what to post is an excellent question. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your account has a consistent message. So if you're following people for this one, we're building a professional psychology account, you would want to follow other psychologists, and they can be psychologists at any stage of their development in their career. So it could be top tier, psychologists that are doing TED Talks. It could be grad students at pursuing their PhD. It could be other undergrads, but you want to make sure that you're following people that are in that sort of psychology area. And then in terms of posting things, you want to make sure that you post things that are psychology related. So in terms of following people back, as you kind of build your network, you'll notice that some people will post a lot of useful information, and that will go into your feed. Other people will post not so useful information, and if you follow them, that will go into your feed as well. So that's one of the reasons why when you follow somebody, maybe take a look at what they've been posting about, and if they're posting a lot of interesting psychology stuff, absolutely follow them for your professional feed. If they're posting a lot of things about their cat, maybe on your personal Twitter if that's what you're interested in, but you don't really want to clutter up your own feed. And that's also the reason why you want to make sure that your profile has a consistent theme. So on your profile, make sure that you're only really posting about psychology things. It can be anything, like psychology is a wide field, so it can be anything that's of interest to psychologists, but try to keep that consistent. So for example, one of the people that I followed, he was specializing in social marketing. That was his area, but he also loved sailing. He was a boat enthusiast, and he would post boat information as well. So when I followed him, I got this mix of interesting psychology stuff that I could use, and the latest version of the 2019 model of this particular boat and all its features. And what happened was that at one point he sent out an announcement that he was starting a separate Twitter account for his boating interests. And I think what was happening is that he realized that his message was getting diluted, and he was cluttering up people's inbox, their feeds, because they weren't following him for the boating, they were following him for the social marketing. So that's not what you want. You don't want to burden people with, oh, here's all this other stuff other than what you're following. So if you find that a professor is doing that, like say you followed somebody and all of a sudden you know more about their cat than about their research, you know, definitely you can unfollow them and you know, look for people more in line with that particular interest. But every decision that you make for your social media profile is all about benefiting you the most in psychology. So you want it to be about psychology, you want your post to be about psychology. And again, psychology is so broad that almost anything will touch psychology at some point, but you do want to make sure that it's that theme for your account. So, and then this thing does have information more on retweeting controversial information and controversial stuff. There's more, isn't there? The next little amount. But I mean, in terms of controversy and you know, things like that, just be aware. I mean, there are certain things that you definitely don't want to get involved with, definitely don't want to address. When you're retweeting, I would recommend at this point kind of keep it not, like I said, not controversial. So one of the psychologists that comes to my mind is Jordan Peterson. And Jordan Peterson is split, like, right, you know, there's people that absolutely adore him, love him, and send him hundreds of thousands of dollars on, it used to be Patreon, but he started up his own thing, and there's people that absolutely despise him. And if you follow him, and if you retweet his, you know, some of his tweets, when you go and apply to a grad school, when you go to apply to, you know, a job, you're kind of taking that 50-50 shot, right? That, oh, are they going to be a supporter? Are they going to be something that's not a supporter? Whereas if you choose less controversial figures, then it's much more beneficial to you in that regard. So I would say if you're wondering, should I follow this individual, should I not follow this individual? At this stage, as you're kind of building your network and contributing to the community, maybe err on the side of not follow, you know, for the period of time. All right, so again, yeah, you want to retweet for the tweet from any psychologist that you follow, and make sure, again, that it's about psychology information. So they're posting their latest research, they're posting a link to a talk that they gave, they're posting advice on what to do, you know, in a classroom. All of that is fine,